She
Hmm.
did not get that experience. Like if she would have given birth and then separated from the daughter, I think there would have been more of a connection. Is Harry dead again? Welcome back to Structure. I'm your host Lion, joined by my co-host Mystery, and
What up? What
today
up?
we're gonna be discussing Foundation Season 2, Episode 6. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. But let me welcome back our co-host Mystery. He's been gone. I've been doing some traveling. He's been staying busy.
Yeah,
A couple of things.
yeah.
Mystery, how are you doing today?
I'm feeling awesome. Super excited to be back and super excited about this episode. How about you, Lion?
I'm excited. I got a couple of things that I wanna attack. So if you guys are you ready, Mystery?
I'm ready for episode 6. Let's do it.
Let's go. Without further ado, let's go. So episode 6 of this season is mainly divided into two parts. We have the Mentalics, we have Harry's story. However, they did take some time, about 10 to 15 minutes, to discuss some of the other characters. I'm talking about Hubert Mallow. I'm talking about Polly Verisov, Brother Constant, Queen Sarah, Brother Day. So we did get a glimpse of what's going on with them. So it's curious because in the past episodes, we either get three main characters that we're focusing on, and the other three are not on, and so on and so on. So the storylines have been shifting. This one, they kind of try to attack everyone, or at least provide some time for everyone except for the other clones of Cleon. I want to start there. That's what I want to start with this the smaller section of the episode that we're gonna move on from that. So we got an update of where Hubert Mallow is. Hubert Mallow is drifting in space. He runs into this gigantic ship. This ship is filled of spacers. If you guys
Hmm.
remember, the spacers are those enhanced humans that are able to do interstellar traveling and jump, and they take care of everyone while everyone's in cryo sleep. So those are the spacers. He runs into a ship full of spacers, gets into that ship, and he comes into the home swarm. He's then confronted by one of the spacers. I don't know where that's going. Maybe this may be the plan that the other Harry, the Harry inside of the vault in Terminus, he may want Hobart Mallow to get the spacers on their side or corrupt them. That way, as the mules say, he can poke the eye of the Empire and kind of stop the attack on the Second Foundation, stopping the Second Crisis. Um, what do you think of the whole Hobart Mallow situation that happened in this episode?
This is definitely big, and I liked it because we didn't know exactly what the path of Hobart Mallard would be. Because first he didn't know what he was there for, and then he didn't know that it was going to be a jump ship, and then he was encountered by the spacers, like he said. So the spacers are critical because they transport people from the outer regions of the galaxy to Terminus. So not to Terminus, to the main empire.
From
So
Trento to the for everywhere else, yeah.
exactly, two trenchers. So this is critical if you're talking about transporting troops, transporting resources to battle, and getting when you kill the transportation lines or get the transportation lines on your side. This is a good way to win the battle. So I don't know exactly what Harry is aiming for, but I think this is strategic and critical.
Exactly. The other story arc that we saw that Polly Verisov and Brother Constant, they finally arrived at Trentor. They were having a good time, but they were quickly captured. Not much happened there. I think we'll see more about from them on the next episode because we'll see them probably try to argue their case in front of the Emperor on his more brutal day. That's what I think on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they definitely are getting what they wanted, which was to work on negotiations. It may not go their way.
Now, the most interesting part of this small section was Brother Day presenting Queen Serid as his fiancée, also unveiling a gigantic statue of Queen Winoset. Queen Winoset is the mother of Cleon the First. She's the last empress of this empire, right? This is before the genetic dynasty started. So he's paying
Right.
homage to her now that he's introduced a new empress into the fray, and he also announced the end of the genetic dynasty. However, in good Queen Sarah fashion, she went ahead and flipped the script and told everyone that they were going to be a good rulers, they were going to listen to the people, etc., etc. If you peep that, she also threw a kind of flirtatious look to Brother Don. She also says, she's not just marrying one man, but she's marrying the whole empire. Maybe there's some undertones in letting trying to say a message to Brother Don to kind of keeping engaged and in love with her. What do you think of that interaction there, Mr. E?
This was a critical moment because there's multiple ways to take over a dynasty. One is to sack it from the outside, and the other is to take it over from within. You know that there's a rift between the emperor and his citizens. Now you have the queen come in, and she's getting the citizens on her side, which is what you'll need if you want to take over. She immediately told them that, hey, I'm here for you. And so this is going to be big going down the line. A star is born in this moment, and she outshined the emperor, Brother Day, without question.
Totally agree, and I have to say, Queen Sarah is being an exciting character this season, and she's been going at it with Brother Day. I have
Absolutely.
to wonder, with psychohistory being so prominent in the show, being one of the foundations of the foundation, right? Is Do you think, and this is just a hypothetical here, and you guys can answer in the comments, do you guys think that Queen Sarah is part of Harry's plan? Did Harry foresee this happening? A character, a person like her, in going into the destiny of things, interacting with Brother Day to change his mind, to influence maybe his decision into ending the genetic dynasty. If you guys, this is there, do you think Harry had
Ryan,
the intention for?
yes. Yeah, I got something to add on that, and we're going to jump. I'm only going to touch on it a little bit because I know you want to expand on it. But this was mentioned by a key character that said you get close to the empire so that you're rib to rib, so that you can stab them in it. Maybe you're right, Lion. Maybe this was part of Harry's plan as well.
It may just be, and we may have to explore that a little bit further into another video, one of my crazy theories. So we'll stay tuned for that. I got another one on Demerzel. Also, Demerzel, she wasn't very present. She had like one scene, and in that scene, she wasn't very pleased when. Well, Brother Day wasn't very pleased when Queen Sarah made that announcement. He looks back at Demerzel. Demerzel kind of like looks saddened or ashamed. Demerzel to me is such a big character. She's like this secret puppet master. I had this whole idea that she's running everything, orchestrating everything from the beginning. And I'm working on something on that. Shout out to Shepherd Coder blog. He's been putting that in my head. He's been mentioning some good clues there. Shout out to him.
What
From that,
up?
we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go into the main points. The
What we
episode
got?
open with a young child playing in the desert, learning the patterns of these creatures, so
Hmm.
he doesn't get crushed by them. And that child was Harry Seldon. Even as a young kid, he was very smart, he was brilliant, and he was able to learn patterns of things and predict things in the future. So we get to see that in this episode, due to some circumstances of him being captured by the Mentalics, especially Telem, the leader of the Mentalics, he's being put in chains by the seashore. He's almost drowning, and as he's drowning, he's remembering. Now we don't know if these are memories inputted or forced or pulled out by the Mentalics, or it's because he's almost dying that he's thinking of his life. He's thinking about his lover Yana. Yana, who is the woman, one of the people that helped create the Prime Radiant, that helped
Yeah.
create Psychohistory as it is now, alive aside from Kali. Hold on one second. I think I have an image of her here.
She was critical in the creation of the thank you, of the Prime Radiant. For Jesus. So I found this story very interesting, very very interesting because I think for me it moved it from being an obsession of Harry's to take over the or dethrone the genetic dynasty to being uh, a destiny or of revenge.
Motivation. His
Yeah,
motivation
he,
for everything. We see
exactly.
that She was pregnant. She was someone who was key into helping him develop psychohism and the prime radiant to the way it is now. And aside from that, the Empire did not like anything, didn't want anything to do with psychohistory, wanted to have Harry and her under his thumb in Trentor, and Harry refused. His hubris, his defiance cost Yana's life. The provost of the
And
university,
his baby's life too.
yes,
Yana's life and his baby's life. I mean, what other motivating factor to go against the establishment do you need other than this? And so you see that it's bigger than just the history. It's revenge. Like he really feels this in his heart, and he's going to go as far as he can to the death to see this through.
correct. So we see the motivation. He realizes that Yana and the baby are dead once they were captured because he had a necklace that she gave him with their heartbeats. When he felt them, go dead, he grabs the provost grabs him. He flips the script on her, takes her to the desert, and has her decimated by the beast. By the same kind of the same scene that we saw at the beginning of the episode. We saw the stampede of these dragon-like creatures just run over this lady while Harry just move aside like some kind of Jedi, some kind of ninja. And that brings us to the Mentalics. We learned a lot from the Mentalics. We know that
Ooh,
they're able to communicate telepathically. They don't have to talk. They call that on voicing. They're able to. It looks like they're able to travel or teleport themselves from one point to another. They're able to project images, and they're able to, show or demonstrate pain on other people based on how what people think of what they're doing to them. That's why Gail has the marks in her neck from the mule, even though that was a vision in the future. Now we learned that Tellum is not well, and she wants Gail to take over. She makes a deal with Gail. Listen, I want you to take over. I want you to be the leader of Mentalics. However, if I'll help you save Salvor because she's your daughter, I can tell you love her. I can tell that you want to take care of her, and in order for me, I can help you get that done. Change that future that you saw, but you have to get rid of Harry. Do not listen to Harry. He's corrupting your mind. She's accusing Harry of corrupting her mind while she may be implanting thoughts into Gail's mind. She may be poking around at her fears, which she is, to get her on her side and get rid of Harry because we know that Kellum does not want anything to do with anyone that's not a mentalic. And we see that by her having one of her men make it seem like Harry left the planet, capturing
right.
Harry and trying to kill him on the backs of Gale and Salvor, who are trying to figure things out, and they don't know which way to move. We even saw Gale almost told Harry like, "Listen, I think you have to go. I think you have to go." So, what were your thoughts in the whole thing with the Mentalics and Gale, Salvor, and Tellum?
Tellum is extremely manipulative, right?
Manipulative.
Yeah,
Oh my!
and so I think she's puppet mastering the entire situation to get what she wants, which is a leader to replace her for her people at any cost. And the fact that she's trying to get rid of Harry or eliminate Harry really shows that, and also the fact that she's trying to get rid of the Prime Radiant as well. She's trying to derail Gale's destiny and replace it with being a ruler of the Mentalics, and sort of like giving her a lure, saying that if you do this, then you can keep your daughter alive, and she manipulates that situation by telling Gale when her daughter's birthday is as well. It's like, oh, she really gets me, blah blah blah. The whole situation is cooked. I would like to see Gale get out of this. Maybe Salvor will help her with her own thoughts. I mean, Salvor is sort of like on the fence. She's somewhat independent as opposed to Gale. I think Gale is totally influenced by the Mentalics.
Yeah, I think let me just say this. Let me get to it right now. So I have an issue with Salvor and Gale. Gail was asleep. She wakes up, finds out she has a daughter that's older than her than what she is. This person is a total stranger to her. However, because of the motherly instincts, I'd probably be more apt to believe that there's a more motherly instance in Gale, but she did not really carry Salvor for very long inside of her, right? She
Hmm.
did not get that experience. Like if she would have given birth and then separated from the daughter, I think there would have been more of a connection, more something more convincing for me. The show has not done a good job of making me believe that that Gail has such a love for her daughter outside of a camaraderie of two people that are in the same situation together. Now she's doing all of this because she may or may not die in the future. I think we need to show a real connection, and we are not quite there yet. There's been signs of it,
They
something
hugged.
more of a friendship, but nothing of a mother-daughter relationship. I have not seen that yet, and that's my issue with the show right now is that they haven't done a good job at making that demonstrating that making that happen.
Exactly. See, now I think that they have enough, or something at least is sufficient for uh, the amount of time that they've been together, right? And the amount of time that they known each other. And like you said, she didn't carry her. Gail didn't carry Salvor. So there may not be as much as we're used to, but I think it's still there for sure.
Gotcha. So that was pretty much the episode. We saw at the end that Telem had Harry captured and he's almost dying. We don't know if he's dead or not. I mean, do we just revive Harry again so he dies? Don't know. So I
No,
have
yeah, I think
is
Harry is
Harry.
a robot. Here's I think Harry's a robot,
I hear
and
you,
he's
man.
going to come out the water and eliminate everybody.
He's
Yeah,
a Terminator.
he's not
Nah,
going to die. Yeah,
I don't see that they're gonna just they're gonna just revive him just to have him killed again. It makes no sense. Plus, I think Kali could just make
he's a
another
robot.
clone. She has all
Yeah,
the data to do it. Um, so yeah, I want to. This episode, I'm conflicted. It wasn't bad. I learned a lot of information, a lot of world building, but
mhm.
I like the other five episodes much better than this episode. This is the part of the show where we have to talk about what do we rate the episode. What's gonna be our rating for this particular show? Mr. E, I'll let you do the honors. What do you rate this particular episode?
Lion. When I was watching this episode, I was reminded of how like Star Wars and these other major production movies are, and by that I mean like how they handle multiple scenes and multiple worlds with multiple storylines, and they just jump from one to the other to the other. The scope is huge, and they handle it beautifully. And I think Foundation has done the same thing. They've really elevated from the first season to this season where it's so many different things that are going on. And I think they explain it really well. And I really was into this episode. I'm probably going to have to watch this episode two more times just to see all the things that I missed. So I think I would give this episode a 9 again.
Mm. Oh, that's actually high praise from you. So
Yeah.
here I am. You guys can participate as well in the comments. I like the episode. Hmm, I'm conflicted with it.
Come
Like
on, Lion. Come on.
I'm conflicted because I don't. I just the whole thing with Gail and Salvor. I'm not believing the mother daughter connection. So I'm gonna be kind. I'm gonna give the episode an 8. I was gonna give it a 7.5, but after hearing your
Oh my
plea,
gosh.
I'm gonna give the episode an 8. Still a pretty good rating compared, but it was not my favorite this season. And I mean, let's keep it real. It's been an excellent season. This season so
Absolutely.
far, I'm willing to say it's better than the first one. At least in this first half of the
Yeah.
show, it's being amazing. And an episode not being as good as the other just means it's a pretty damn good episode. So I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying compared to the pace that we had, I'm gonna give it an 8. Also, what's happening with Bell Royce? We haven't seen the guy like it's been like 2 episodes and we
Coming
haven't seen
next week.
him. So hopefully we get to see more from him next week to see
Yeah.
what's happening with his whole storyline. Another interesting character from the show. Um, that's pretty much it for this review of this episode. Stay tuned for more. Mystery, do us a big favor and take us home.
Hey, listen, more episodes coming, which means more reviews. Stay tuned for the next review. Until that time, I'm E. This is Lion, and we are
Unstructured.